Welcome to Sunday School for our junior students, ages 9 to 11. For Sunday, July 9th, 2023, I do not own the rights to this music. Today's Bible basis is coming out of Ezra chapter 3, verses 8 through 13. The title of today's story, Hi, Friend. Marla walked into the old church building with Grandma. They were visiting Memphis, where Grandma had lived as a child. It was Grandma's first trip back in more than 20 years. Marla looked around the church. It was small and nothing like Marla had pictured from Grandma's stories. Still, there they were in the church, where Grandma had grown up. It looked like they were the first ones there for worship service. See that pew? That is the place where my childhood friend, Alta May, and I sat every Sunday. We giggled and shared secrets as we waited for church to begin. And then one day, we had an argument and stopped being friends. What did you fight about? You know, Grandma said, I don't even remember, and it makes me sad that a friendship was ruined over something that was probably unimportant. Do you know what happened to her? Marla asked. Sure don't. Turn around and ask her, a voice said behind them. They turned and an older woman was standing in the sanctuary. Grandma started to cry. The woman hurried over to Grandma and they embraced for a long time. Marla could tell it was Alta May, and it looked like a friendship was being restored. What words would you use to describe this union? Do you agree that a friendship was being restored? Why or why not? Should happy turns of events be celebrated? Why? Today's lesson takes place when the Jews returned to Jerusalem. They had been away in exile for many years. When they returned, they began the momentous and joyful work of rebuilding the temple. Ezra chapter 3, verses 8 through 13. Now, in the second year of their coming unto the house of God at Jerusalem, in the second month, began Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua the son of Jozadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests and the Levites, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and appointed the Levites from 20 years old and upward to set forth the work of the house of the Lord. Then stood Jeshua with his sons, and his brethren, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Judah, together, to set forth the workmen in the house of God, the sons of Henadad, with their sons and their brethren, the Levites. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, they set the priests in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise the Lord after the ordinance of David, king of Israel. And they sang together by chorus in praising and giving thanks unto the Lord, because he is good, for his mercy endureth forever toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. But many of the priests and Levites and chief of the fathers, who were ancient men that had seen the first house when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice, and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off. Rebuilding the temple was an important act of worship and honor to God. What a joy they must have experienced as they restored their place of worship. There are many things that can be restored in one's life. How would or have you responded to something that has been restored in your life? The memory verse for today's lesson. And they sang together by chorus in praising and giving thanks unto the Lord, because he is good, for his mercy endureth forever toward Israel. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. And that's Ezra chapter 3, verse 11. Think about something that needs to be restored in your life. Write a prayer that both asks God for restoration and praises Him for being a God who restores. Your challenge is to recite the prayer you created every day this week. The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.